Good morning. Good morning.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Hello. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. No Diddy. Hello.
I was gonna
Hello.
say.
Hello. Hello. Good
I was gonna
morning.
say. Hold on.
All right.
Y'all,
We in the
y'all need to
we in
quit.
the house. College football live. True man False World reporting live from the scene. We got DVR's our Trav in the building. First lady. Hey man, we gonna get right into it, man. We gonna make this real short and sweet. We
This a
we
good
just
week.
making sure that we stay consistent with certain things because this week is big because we got a couple big games, but we want to start by talking about the entree from last week, and that's Ohio State and Oregon. Real quick, let's just dive into this game. I thought the game started off the way it should have in the first half. Both teams, utilizing their weapons. Both teams doing all the small things. Both teams being able to run the ball. But the biggest thing that I enjoyed the most is the coaches didn't get in the way until the second half. In the second half, what I noticed was the game got shortened. I don't know why we took our foot off the gas pedal. I don't know why we don't continue to try to score as many points as possible, but that's not my business. Oregon did just enough to win the game. Ohio State, on the other hand, did enough to lose the game. Trav, I'm gonna come to you first. What do you think overall was the biggest difference in the game?
I know why they tried to shorten the game because they didn't believe in their defense and making stops. That's what happened. Um, it's just it just seemed like whoever had the ball last with not enough time to score was going to win the game because man, dude, how tall? I'm taller than dude. Dude, they're about 5'8", 5'7", playing quarterback and was running like calamari.
Calabar.
Hey man, that man that was just performing. But we were just saying that. We were just saying it started. That game started Ohio State's national title run to get there, and it's not looking good right now. But again, you still got more time. You got beat by a number three team. You didn't drop far. You are still within the top 12 teams in the nation. So you will be in a bracket spot. Whether it's the first week or the second week, who knows? Still got time. But that game hit them. So you live and you learn. And you gotta stop speed with speed at times. And in Ohio State, you gotta get it back. You gotta get your lick back. So Oregon was just a better team that day. You went up in their house and they found the butcher knife to kill Michael
And that
Myers.
house was loud.
And that house was loud and proud
Loud.
and full of weapons. And they got the last knife to kill Michael Myers and they sliced him in the throat. And that was it.
Well, what I will say is this. Overall, what I really enjoyed about what happened in this game is I enjoyed the fact that we got some defensive stops, but most importantly, I enjoyed like you seen the best part of both part of these teams' offenses. Now Oregon is in a situation where they control their own destiny. You just got to continue to win and continue to win convincingly. You can have some bad weeks, but your bad weeks is 35 points, like last night. That's about it. Um, Ohio State. Now you just got to take care of your business, man.
Oh, one more thing. One more thing about Ohio State.
Yes.
That freshman wide receiver know he going to the league. Every week he doing a one-handed catch. And he knows it. He's just building a resume right now, man. Dude, that good, man. Dude is good. You go ahead, John.
We got another freshman sensation. That's all.
Yes.
17 and 18.
So
I,
we're gonna
I
start. Yes.
I had a
We're going to start
question.
this real quick, Tanya. I wanted to go to you anyway, so go ahead.
Um, oh, Ohio State. Let me ask you. Now, I picked Oregon, so I'm not mad at how it turned out. But Ohio State. Quarterback. I don't know your name, sir. Come to the
Will
front.
Howard.
William. Um,
William is
why you
crazy.
slide in the middle of the field with 6 seconds left?
Because his favorite quarterback is Dak Prescott.
He got
So
caught. He got
Why?
caught. He got
Why,
caught. He got caught in his emotions, man. He got caught in the
why,
moment. That's
why
all.
would you
but
do that?
here's the thing though. You know how we talk about people doing the right thing in situations and everything else like that? Situational football 101. You had a bad last drive because you look lost in a 2 minute situation.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we practice as a team is the 2 minute drill with no timeouts. Here's what makes it better. You had a timeout. So you had a 2 minute drill, a minute and 40 some seconds. The ball, when it crosses a first down, it stops the clock automatically because it's college football. So that means every time you get a first down, the clock stops. So not only that, you have a timeout and you have a 2 minute drill. How is it that you mismanaged this drill so bad that you got to the point on the field that you got to, and even with that penalty, you found yourself in a 3rd and 18 for the game? Even if they get that timeout there, what is that, a 60-yard field goal?
Mm-hmm.
So what were we getting out of that? Are you were thinking he was gonna make that? He wasn't gonna make that field goal. That was just gonna be something else for us to complain about on Sunday. Oh, the Buckeyes kicker! If he could have executed the play, he could have lifted the Buckeyes over. No, they lost the game because they mismanaged the clock in the 2 minute situation. Period. Point blank. It ain't nothing else that needs to be said. If we want to talk about all the logistics of why teams lose on Saturdays and Sundays, most of the time is we didn't do something or we weren't prepared for certain situations and scenarios. And that's just what it comes down to. Trav, anything you want to add to that?
Nothing else, man. I think the young guy got caught up, man. He got caught up. Bonehead plays happen in college. It happens. So that's why they do what they do and we do what we do.
Enough said. Next for the week, we have got a couple games for the week. We got Alabama and we got Tennessee, and that ain't even the best game of the week. We got Georgia and Texas. We got Arkansas and
LSU.
LSU. We got a couple good games this week. We got Oklahoma and South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
SEC is on fire. Kentucky, Florida.
That's you know what? Though that is one of the good games that always happen in the SEC as of late. As
Mm-hmm.
of late. Those two have been. But if we're gonna start, I hate going to Knoxville. I hate that Sherbert Orange country out there. I hate that. I hate that fight song. I don't like Dolly Parton. I don't
Hold
like.
on, no, wait a minute. Let's not do Dolly. Okay.
Come on now. No,
Let's not do Dolly. Okay, let's leave
no.
Dolly out of this.
I don't like
Okay.
Dolly Parton and
Leave
all
her
the
out of this.
push-ups he done had on them double F's. We ain't got time
Leave
for
Dolly,
that.
leave Dolly out of this. Leave her
We
out of
ain't
this.
got time for the Botox country up there in Knoxville. Ain't
Leave
got
Dolly
time for it,
alone.
man. But you know what? This game is going to be interesting because this is going to show which team has cleaned up their mess. Alabama. I'm not saying that they supposed to beat South Carolina convincingly, but they didn't beat them the way they supposed to beat them on their home field because there were certain things that they didn't clean up that they need to tighten up on. And to be honest, the first thing is the special teams. South Carolina came back and got in the game within their special teams, as you've seen on the onside kick, because South Carolina had a chance to run in that building and take some or make their game go even further, but they escaped. So Bama got to clean that up. On the defensive end, also, they got to clean some stuff up. Bama got to clean some stuff up on their on just all three phases of the football. Tennessee, they got to clean up also. They got taken into overtime, end up winning that game. But again, all three phases of the game has to be cleaned up. So this should be a nice little rumble in Knoxville. It should be a nice rumble. I don't even know who I want to pick at this time because Tennessee can beat Alabama. Tennessee can beat Alabama. They have the players, they have the scheme, and Josh Heupel. Y'all think Kiffin is something with his playbook. Josh Heupel is just as crazy with it too. He's just as crazy with it too. He just has a better defense to back his stuff up. But we will see. We will see today.
Tanya.
I beating South Carolina like we did, I'm not surprised because South Carolina plays very well especially on defense. They played us well. They played Georgia well. They played Georgia well the last 2-3 years. They've actually been up and ended up losing the game because Georgia came back. But they put their foot on Georgia's neck a couple of times. Um, this week I see this. I really see this being a very close game. Um, I mean, I'm gonna pick us to win, obviously, but like not a lot, by not a lot, but like maybe three, two, one or between 1 and 3 points. But I feel like it's gonna be a very close game
Okay.
because I think they're so like it's like we playing each other. It's like we playing
In this
ourselves.
in this game, I think the key is going to be how teams start the game because both of these teams are getting off to notoriously slow starts in situations where they're losing or situations where the expectation is high for them to be able to win. Last week, we had Tennessee have to pull off an overtime win against Florida. They had opportunities to win in regulation. I see two teams that are still searching for their identity. One of them with a new coach, but Alabama on defense and special teams, alluding to some of what Trav was talking about, those are going to be the things that we're going to be looking at the most as we go down the season. Because if Alabama doesn't figure out their identity defensively, that in itself is going to be the thing that's going to be their undoing of why they're not national champions. More so than the offense, more so than Jalen Milroe or anything else. So what we need to see from this game is both of these teams need to start fast. They need to start fast. We need to see a shootout type of a game because it needs to be about putting together your best plays to score in this game. I'm going to roll with Alabama, but I'm not rolling with them with confidence that they're going to win. I'm rolling with confidence that they have the best player on the field. And that has to account for something in a game like this. Next game and the most important game of the week, we got Georgia going to hook the horns. I I don't know any other way to set the stage but to say You got one team that has the quarterback that looks the part physically. The other team quarterback looks the part statistically. One team is undefeated and looking like a real threat to win a national championship. The other team is looking like their quarterback is their deterrent to them winning the national championship. Carson Beck is my X factor for this one. Who will the real Carson Beck please stand up? Because we don't know who you are. Tanya, I'm gonna go to you, then I'm gonna go to Trav. What you looking forward to in this game?
Um, this is also going to be Quinn Ewers' first game back from injury. So I'm looking at him, and I'm
He's
looking to
back
see
last week. He's back
who he
last
play.
week.
Did he play last week?
Yeah, he played last
Oh, I
week.
thought he played. I didn't. I thought
Oh, he
he didn't
played
play last
looking
week.
like Phillip Rivers out there. Yeah, he played.
I I I don't know about him, and I think he's great, but he's been like I said before, he's been injured every year, and now you're gonna play a defense too. So I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Quinn Ewers today.
Tanya,
Mm-hmm.
I think this game is between two things. Their defense is going to play. Georgia is going to play defense. Texas is going to play defense. It's going to be the ground game and the tight ends. I think Texas got the best of those. If Texas can establish that better than Georgia, Texas is going to win this game. And they're going to win it by a lot. Because I think Texas got one of the best running backs in the nation. Dude, there was against Oklahoma, it wasn't nothing they can do. The dude ran for like 60 some yards, fumble, and his teammate came and recovered. He was 10 yards away from the next person, which was 5 yards away. That's how he started out the game. That running back is very good. Dude, people get mad at Cam Newton when he said game manager and just what was the difference between it was a game manager and what was that other
Game
playmaker?
changer.
Game changer. You as
Yeah.
a game manager. But nothing wrong with being a game manager. He
Nothing at
did
all.
one drive where he gave the ball to 6 different wide receivers. As long as you keep the ball at third and manageable and you don't turn the ball over, you're doing your job as a quarterback. And that's what he does an exceptional job in doing. That I see why he starts over Manning. I see why. He don't turn that ball over much. He gives the ball to whoever's open first. I'm giving you the ball. I'm giving you the ball. And
Well,
when
you can just tell. You can just tell that these last few years in the system that they run and when the offense that they run there, that he's comfortable.
his
He's
maturity,
comfortable.
Very.
his maturity level as being a quarterback for the last 3 to 4 years is showing because he knows that offense to give the ball to the people and the playmakers that he needs to give it to. And that's what makes him, that's what separates him. That's what separates him from all the other quarterbacks in the nation right now.
Well, I think the thing that separates. I'm not gonna. I don't disagree necessarily. I'll add this to that to make it more make it stick. What he is the most comfortable in his skill set and in his teammates and within his offense, which is a lot to say in a sentence, but it was a run on sentence. But it's a lot to say in that situation because what we're trying to express is that if a quarterback is within a system that he believes in, that his talents are showing, and he believes in the people around him, and he has the support of the head coach or the offensive coordinator, it shows out on Saturdays and
On the
Sundays,
field. Yep.
and that's what you see in with this Texas program. But you also see that they're able to run the ball. You also see that they're willing to play defense. You also see that they do the small things, like they don't beat themselves and things like that. Those are all signs of a well-coached team with a good quarterback. And then I know we talk about, young Arch and him pushing the ball down the field. This
Yeah,
Texas
I see.
offense,
I see why. Again, I totally see why.
this I, Trav, here's the thing, right? Pushing the ball down the field is all good and dandy, right? But I think the most beautiful thing about this offense is it's more dangerous when it's methodical.
Exactly. When you're patriculating the ball down
Mhm.
the field,
Beautiful word. Great word, dear. That's about a
it's
three-syllable word, too.
it's just
But
going through like that.
It's
It's just
forced to, you know what?
I said it's
Dion, your
about a
turn.
three-syllable word. It's okay. It's okay. I wasn't meant to be a scholar today. I was meant to be empowering today.
man, we got my
Now,
boy Dion in, man. Let him get a piece of this,
I'm
germ.
about to let him get a piece of this, but
What you think
I'm about
about
to
this
throw. But
game?
see, I'm gonna throw it to Dion the right way, because he coming off the bench, so I got to make sure he get a layup first. Um, so with that being said, when we talk about those two quarterbacks, I think the Texas offense is more dangerous when it's methodical than it is when it's explosive. Because you don't, if you when you get the death by 1,000 cuts,
You like to see that word. You
like they
like to
do
see
with
that wear and
yours,
tear on that
it
defense.
completely demoralizes you for the rest of the game because now you can't stop them.
At all.
Dion, see Dion, look how I laid out the red carpet for you.
You did, man. You did. This this is one of those games. I really hope I'm wrong. If I can be honest with you, um, I don't think this is gonna be close. I like Texas by almost 3 scores. To be honest with you, um, last time I was on here, we talked about coaches having to coach. For me, that's what I'm looking at. You asked the question, what are we looking at? I'm looking at what offense can take advantage of the mismatches
Mhm.
that the defense provide. And Texas defense doesn't have a lot of weaknesses. Whereas Georgia, you get your quarterback some time, you can pick apart that secondary.
Mhm.
Alabama proved that when they played them. They proved that if you can run the ball and establish the running game, and Trav already said it, Texas, that boy Blue, he can run. And then they got
What
they got a they got a duo. And when he get tired, he can
got
tap it.
another thunder
And
and lightning.
And for me, I like Steve Sarkison to take advantage of Georgia's defense compared to Mike Bobo. I don't think his offense is as creative and keep Texas defense honest. To be honest with you, as far as the quarterback play, if um, I'm drawing a blank here, Ewers,
Carson Beck.
if he doesn't turn the ball over, which he doesn't do, he just play point guard. Just give it to the receivers in
That's
space,
it.
give it to your running backs in space. He doesn't have to do much. Whereas
Manage the game.
Carson Beck, sometimes he has to do too much. You know what I mean? And that's where he gets in trouble where he starts to turn the ball over. Is when his first and second reads aren't there. He tries to improvise, and that's not his game. He got to be on rhythm. You know what I mean? In Texas, they can get you off rhythm, man. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but give me Texas by 17.
Man, Texas.
17 is actually crazy, but then it's not crazy
Mhm.
if you
Uh-uh.
consider the fact that Alabama should have won by more than 17,
Right.
then it's not crazy because I think that this Texas offense is a little bit more talented than the Alabama offense in some ways. Like Alabama has a standout freshman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a standout quarterback. You talk about Texas just being a balanced breakfast. That's just a balanced breakfast. Like that's two running backs, five receivers, two quarterbacks. They got two of everything.
Yeah.
Man, that tight end for Texas, he every bit of 6'7", 275.
Mm-hmm.
He, oh my God, that game against Oklahoma, he destroyed them.
But every week from Texas, right? We've seen something different.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen the same Texas team every week. Every week we've seen different parts of what that offense is. So, in baseball, how they say a five-tool player in baseball, that's a five-tool offense.
That's how. That's how.
They
That's
can
how you
run the
know.
ball.
Yes.
They can run the ball. They can run the ball for longevity. They can run the ball in short yardage. They can pass the ball on first down. They can pass the ball on third down. And the quarterback makes good decisions. That's a five-tool offense, man.
That's what you
That's a
call
five-tool offense.
it's called a balanced breakfast
I mean, that's bacon and sausage with the pancakes, the eggs, and the grits.
with a biscuit.
Grit dummy, grit dummy. Let's go. It's going. It is what it is. I do like Texas in this game too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like them by 17, but I do like them by 10.
They got them
I
at
think 10.
4.5.
See, I'm. The more I've been watching, the more I've been paying attention. It's Texas would have to play their worst game to win by 5.
Mm-hmm. They got over under at 57.5. And I feel like most of that 57.5 is going to be Texas.
You do realize Texas has not scored less than 31 points all year, right?
Right.
We don't, that's just what I just, hello? Yes.
You know, we are marveling over Texas, and rightfully so, because Texas got the firepower. But something about a Kirby Smart team is not gonna let them lay down like that, yo. We seen that. We seen that in Tuscaloosa. We seen it. I don't care if they let off the pedal. The fact that they came back and showed fight, they got running backs. Let's not forget they are a national title team 2 times. So they know how to get down with the get down. It's gonna be hard going up there to Texas and trying to take one in their building. It's gonna be
So,
tough.
Trav,
I'm
I don't
not
want to be
doing it
right.
though.
I
I'm
don't
not
want to.
drinking that Kool-Aid
I'm
yet.
not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm
I'm not
not
doing it
saying that
yet.
I'm right. I'm not saying that I'm right here. I just want to say, but in the words of the illustrious, great Beyonce knows, in the reference to Alabama and them coming back, this ain't Texas.
Ain't no holding. We going down, down, down.
First of all, this is Georgia. Don't be bringing us into this.
This is
Okay. We've already
Georgia.
talked.
Hey,
It's
listen.
just a fact. It's just a fact. I mean, our panel is all for the Texas Longhorn. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me twisted. But it's gonna be it has to be a fight. It's the only way. It's the only way. And I would not be surprised if
Trav,
Georgia beat them.
Trav. I gotta take it
See,
back to pandemic year. I need you to go ahead and take your left hand and place it
Oh.
right over your heart. And I need you to say, "We the people."
No, that's mine. That's mine. That's mine. I started it. I had to let y'all. I had to. In order to join, you had to pledge. Ask Tanya, she knows about that. You have to pledge allegiance.
we we
We
the
the
people.
people.
We want a great game.
we
So
want to
we
make we
don't
want a
care.
good
We
game,
don't
man. That's all
I
it
don't think
is.
I don't think any of us here care who wins the game as long as we get
not
great
even a
games.
little bit. Not even a little
Yeah,
Because
bit.
the
I
game
just
because the
I do want a good game. I'm not like I said. I'm picking Georgia, but I would not be surprised. Nah, I'm picking Texas. I would not be surprised if Georgia win this game. It's kind of like how it
Stupid.
was last week with Oregon and Ohio State. All of us picked. I may have picked Ohio State.
You did.
I may have. And
Tanya,
I told you I would not be surprised if Oregon wins. And that's that. This is one of
See,
those.
but see that's the thing too. Like I think Ohio State and Oregon were more evenly matched.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think. I
Yeah.
just like. I'm not gonna lie, man. The more I keep watching Texas, the more I be like, "Hey, man, these folks
Man, they
kind of
built,
good.
they built, they
Hey,
built for this. They built for
these
this.
folks kind of good,
That's what it
man.
is for me. They're built. They built to play
Hey,
that type of that type of football. They're
like
built for it.
I thought they trenches was a year away.
Oh,
Another
they here
class,
now.
another year in
You're
the weight
right.
room.
You right. Last year when you said that, the year is now.
Yeah. This gonna be their shot.
This is their best shot. In order to win a national
Mm-hmm.
championship, you need to go through the 12.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Just a
Is
shot.
it, Claude?
Just a shot right here.
I don't know what to say. Dion, I'm gonna
Yes,
let you
sir.
get a little spotlight here for last week as well. What were some of your takeaways from last week? You know, before we jump off or anything else like that.
Man,
This is a safe space. You can express yourself.
I mean, again, going back to the last time I was on here, we talked about this year. Coaches are going to have to coach, man. Coaches are going to have to coach.
Right.
Lanning pulls out the 12-man defense so to prevent Ohio State from going deep on them.
Hey, man.
Like it's
Before you go into detail into that, how do you feel about that? Do you think that was fair?
I mean, y'all talk about all the time. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying to win. You know, so, like, you ain't trying to win. Like, bro,
Hey, man.
We've got another. We corrupted another one. Yes.
Hey, man. You can't do that. That's
like,
just stuff you can't do.
I hate morally, yeah, you're right. But hey, like, I got the W. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
he got it. He got it.
Hey,
But
listen, ain't no moral in winning, bruh.
that's what I'm saying. And then it's just the coaching is so like you could tell the gap. You know what I mean? Like he pulled off the 12-man stunt to the last play. Now, don't get me wrong. I was mad at Will Howard in the moment, but 6 seconds left. We got a timeout. Why is this man doing a 5-step drop back with 6 seconds? Dog, 1-step throw. You know what I mean? Like, you don't got time for all that. And for me, like, again, in the moment, I was pissed at Will Howard, but it just shows you the different level in coaching. Like, why, a screen or something real quick? No, that wasn't what was drawn up.
So watch this, Dion. You know what I said? You had 1 minute and 47 seconds left.
Hmm.
What do we practice? And every team in football practices the 2 minute drill with no
Drill,
timeout.
get out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
But in college football, it's even more
You need
cake
a first.
because it stops after the first.
Right.
So you don't need it. So you had the ideal situation with
To
a
win this
timeout in
game.
your back pocket,
What's the
and
timeout?
you didn't execute. You didn't execute. Like even with that pass interference call, you
Mm-hmm.
still had another down after
Right.
that
Right.
that you completely SH the bed on, and
Mm-hmm.
then you put yourself in that situation with 6 seconds and a 5-step drop and a running quarterback. You notice how I got worse progressively? Anyway, that's exactly what happens. But and this is again Ohio State fans across the world. Ryan Day is a toy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. He is not the guy for this type of team with this. This university is so prestigious
Mm-hmm.
and such a winning university. Tressel had the fundamentals. That's why they won. Urban Meyer understood the game to another level, which is why he won.
Mm-hmm.
the coaches that's won national championships for Ohio State all had the same type of makeup in some type of way.
Mhm.
Where did y'all get this dude to think that he had the same makeup?
He's a coordinator, Jern. He's a coordinator.
Well, guess
But
what?
I
Well,
don't
guess
even know if
what?
he's a coordinator. His like
I
what
don't
is
even think he's good at that. I don't.
because
He
what is his area that he's good at? You know what I mean? Like
he just
what position? You know
He's
what I
just he just you he just a court. He's one of those coordinators that has been blessed with talent. If you look back at it, he's been a coordinator blessed with talent. How many of them damn wide receivers he got in the league right now?
he got a few.
You got
I
Marvin.
mean,
You got Injegby, whatever his name is, boy up there in Seattle.
Smith and Jigma. Oh my God.
Jigaboo, whatever. Um, um, all that talent that he has had, he's able to. They made him look good. His talent made him look good. Well, I
The
mean,
only the only thing is, Trav, they make him look good, but then they don't because they still get to the end and lose. So it's still on him.
the last 2 years ain't been good for him. But
I'm gonna give you another. I'm gonna give you a game too. When Ohio State got walked down by Clemson, they didn't get walked
Lord,
down by Clemson because Clemson was the better team. They got walked down because of bad coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dion, you correct me if I was wrong, but I've seen J.K. Dobbins high stepping on folks.
Mm-hmm.
Why did we stop? Why did you stop at any point? Why would we stop giving him the ball? He would have had 50 carries. He would have. Hey, listen. He would have. Hey, listen. You know, say bury me a G. They would. He would have been buried in that ground with a G rushing. Stop playing with me, man.
Let me
If
tell
you
you.
can't stop me, why am I gonna let you stop
I'm
me?
gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it until you stop me.
Let me tell you. That score was 16-0. Trevor Lawrence broke that long run,
yep.
16-7. I said, we
Mm-hmm.
down. We are down. We're losing at that point. They had one touchdown. It was still a 2-possession game. I said we lost. You know?
But you think about it, it's because why? You didn't score in the red zone 7 when you need. If you score one touchdown, you don't even lose that game. You score
Don't
one more
lose.
touchdown, you
Yep.
don't lose that game.
Yep.
I don't get it. Y'all made Travis Etienne. Y'all made Travis Etienne and Sunshine first round picks that year. It was
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State's fault. It's Ohio State's fault that Jacksonville ain't shit. It is Ohio State's fault that Jacksonville Jaguars ain't shit.
Mm-hmm. And they probably gonna lose the mayonnaise tomorrow. We'll talk about that.
Oh yeah. Dion, if you ain't got nothing to do tomorrow, you can always come.
Absolutely.
You can always be a part of the dues in the morning, because we got some things to talk about. And we love to have our friends along for lovely conversations. And I know you got some things you might want to talk about. So I want you to bring your notes and let's talk about some things.
Say less. Say less.
So real quick, do you want to pick the Alabama and Tennessee game? Anything you want to look out for that game?
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over.
I'm taking the over too.
I'm taking the
over too. I think we're gonna get 70 in this game.
Absolutely. Without a question. Now
42-41 type energy.
Now what I always pronounce this boy last name wrong, but that boy Nico, he's gonna have to play mistake free. Exactly. You can't give Alabama extra possessions. Not in this game. I think it's gonna be one of those situations where I remember you were talking about Oregon and Washington last year. You know the difference might be the quarterback position. If Tennessee gives Alabama extra possessions, man, because Tennessee got everything else. They can get to the passer. They got an O-line. They got the receivers. I don't know what it is with Tennessee's recruiting. It's just like they just recruit nothing but speed receivers. But and honestly, I low-key want Tennessee to not necessarily go for them haymakers and milk the clock. You know, that's what you're going to have to do to try to beat Alabama, man. You can't I mean, it's going to be a shootout, but I don't think it's in Tennessee's interest to go for a shootout.
I agree with you too on that because you know something. If this game is but you know what? This is the thing. In the mud, it don't favor Tennessee either, though.
Right.
Because Milroe is another running back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that as in he can't throw or being funny.
Right.
I'm just saying that that man turned the corner on Georgia
Mm-hmm.
and was like, "Bye, y'all. I see y'all next week." Like I was like, "Wait a minute. That's the quarterback. What are
Mm-hmm.
we doing?" Hey man, he run a listen. I want y'all to know something. He run a 4.3 in the combine. He gonna be a number. He gonna be a first round pick,
Mm-hmm.
and he looked like he gonna run something crazy.
Man, that
I
man
don't even
showed
want to talk about it. I don't want to talk
he
about it yet.
showed
It ain't
me
scouting season yet. I don't talk about it.
He's strong though too. Like you're not gonna just bring
Yeah.
him down.
No,
Like
his freshman year, I knew he was special.
Hey, listen.
I hit Tanya up
Hey,
about when I seen him
Mhm.
take off one time for 60 on some bootleg type. I'm like, who is this kid?
Cal said,
hey,
"Who
you
is
want to know something
that?"
funny? Najee, and Derrick Henry is a Pokemon evolution.
Yep, they all the same height. They all the same size.
Dude.
Hey, listen.
It-
That's Charmander. He's Charmander. Najee Harris is Charmeleon, and Derrick Henry is Charizard.
dude,
They all
I
the same
seen
size.
that from his freshman year, and then
That's crazy.
that run he hit on Georgia when he hit the sideline like Bo Jackson and just I'm like,
Hey, Trav, I'm gonna have so all this off topic. I'm gonna have Tecmo Bowl here soon, so I'm letting you know as soon as I score with Bo Jackson, I'm sending you the clip.
hey, I got Tecmo Bowl right now. I got it right now.
I'll see. I'm
I
coming.
got it
I'm going to
right
crash.
now.
Hey, listen,
I'm gonna
I
show
got
y'all.
the.
I got it right now. I got clips of it right now.
That's it. You know, that's crazy. It's crazy how many video games, how the video game world has just evolved in general with some of the games that we play. Yeah, I remember Blitz. I remember all that stuff, man.
Man, I play.
The
Hey,
childish ass Blitz is funny.
it's hilarious. You can hit folks in the air like they Dragon Ball Z characters and shit.
Oh man. So, final thoughts for this week. I'm gonna actually let Tanya go first, and then we'll work our way around.
Final thought. There's a lot of the SEC is on fire today. Make sure you guys also watch LSU and Arkansas, Kentucky and Florida. And another one that I think is going to be really somewhat decent is it's not an SEC, but I want to see Michigan and Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to see Miami and Louisville today. So y'all keep out for those, and enjoy the games, everybody.
Trav?
We was talking about it earlier, and I think you said it, Jern. This is the part of the year where you get to. I want to see the establishment of the teams to where don't knock them out, but take their souls away slowly. Let's see which teams. This is the part of you. This is week 8. Now you're going to see. This is how we're going to beat you. We're going to do this to get that. We're going to do this to get that.
Identity week.
Identity week. There you go. There you go. Show your identity because I really think Texas showed their identity last week versus Oklahoma. And there's other teams that may have shown their identity. This and especially that Tennessee and Alabama game. I want to see identity from both teams. So, like you said, that is the week 8 is identity week.
I like it. Dion?
Two things. One, the style points. As you can see, like last week, Ohio State really didn't get punished for losing to Oregon, which is the correct thing to do. You know what I mean? We want to have some hard fought games because even like, for example, Alabama and Tennessee. Number 7 versus 11. Either team who wins, you know what I mean. Although the AP poll or the college football playoffs, they don't necessarily take in consideration what the AP polls do. We're about to see how much of a drop these teams have just for losing, in these close games. Just to say, for if Tennessee so happens to win today, do they really punish Alabama like that for losing to Tennessee? I don't think they should
Georgia.
drop that. Yeah, so I don't think they should drop as much just for losing. You know what I mean? So the style points, teams they're gonna have to fight back in the fourth quarter just because you're down. Like, look, hey, we need to make it a close game so we don't get punished as much. And my second thing is, man, shout out to these military teams, man.
Oh
Army and
wow.
Yes,
Navy are
yes,
doing their thing.
yes.
Army and Navy are playing, but they are running over folks, dog. Like, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I don't know. I gotta look at their schedules, but I hope in some way they are both undefeated at the end of the season, man. But they play each other, so that's what I'm looking out for this week.
So my final thoughts for the week, I got a couple. Number one thing, I love the identity week thing, Trav, because this is that time of year for college football where we got to establish ourselves and we want to separate ourselves from the pack. So we're the real 12 teams, please stand up in my Slim Shady voice. That's what we got to stick to and we got to focus on. Because let's be honest, I'm going to give y'all a team right now, BYU. BYU is currently 7-0. BYU can score. BYU can rush the passer. However, when it comes down to BYU being one of the top 12 teams, do you think BYU will beat Tennessee? Do you think they could beat Georgia? Do you
Right.
think they could beat Alabama? And those are the things that we're looking at. But you want to know the craziest part of that? It's like, in so many words, the teams that may end up being undefeated, those teams are still in some way going to get penalized because of the strength of schedule of the SEC.
Right.
The SEC is so much better of a like the conference is so much better than every other conference that we look at USC. USC lost 2 games. Hell, Michigan's lost 2 games. Michigan's still top 25. USC is no longer ranked. You got to see the difference fundamentally in what people believe these teams are about fundamentally in the AP polls, but also by the people who control the playoff. Because Michigan still hasn't even played their biggest game that they could potentially lose, and they're still 24th in the nation. And one of those losses is to the number 1 team in the if you lose to Texas, that is not a loss on your resume. That was a scrimmage game. That was a practice shot. But if you beat them, they're gonna be feeding you. Hey, what Gucci say? Pharaoh feeding
What is that they
grapes.
say?
They're gonna be feeding you
what,
grapes.
what do they say? You got everything to lose. I mean everything to win and nothing to lose. That was Michigan versus
Listen,
Texas.
Chris Tucker, you ain't got nothing to lose, man. It's what it's about when it comes down to it. That's what it is when you play Texas. So now that Texas has established themselves as the alpha male in the room, Texas has everything to lose and nothing to
Nothing to
gain if
gain.
they don't play a big opponent. But when you play against Texas, you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. That's the established point that we see now in the season. So now Texas is going to get everybody best shot, just like Alabama and just like Georgia. So now we got 3 people in there. So now a third team has entered the chat. So now we have another situation now altogether. Oregon. I'm just going to tell you all this now. Even though Oregon may end up undefeated this year, Oregon still, no matter what home field or whatever, is not better than any of them teams. Hate to tell y'all this now, but it's week 8. I got to tell y'all, I seen Oregon last night. 35 points was a hard fought 35 points against a Purdue team that couldn't stop a nosebleed. And I've seen BYU go up against Oklahoma State and go down and have to come back and stop them and make multiple stops to win the game. BYU impressed me last night. Oregon, not so much. All that being said, Identity Week, as it has started, Oregon, you might be a top 12 team, but you ain't them dudes like that. And BYU may be a top 12 team this year, y'all. I'm just views. That's all it is. That being said, College Football Live. We'll be coming at you live tomorrow. Views with the dudes. Sunday morning preview show. That's what we do. You know, we here. You see that logo in the background over here, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got some stuff for y'all tomorrow. Fantasy updates, whatever y'all need. Tomorrow we're gonna do an extensive show. So you're gonna get the full hour and a half, and we're gonna even have some people stop by, you know. Throw a couple lays for y'all par, you know. Tanya, pick your head up. Pick your head up, you know. Fix your posture.
No. This is not that.
But that being said, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. 11 a.m., 11:15-ish. You know, we run on Color People Time here on this network. From DVR Czar, from Dion, First Lady, True Man False World, reporting live from the scene. See you next time.